Okay, now we enter the greenhouse garden portion. Now, just to get you guys an idea of the size of this thing, this is about 90 square feet. Okay, so whatever I have planted here, I only have 90 square feet to work with. Okay, so we're going to start from left to right, and we're going to go. So this here, this section here, this is my watermelon, or sorry, this is my onions. And these are your standard yellow onions. Although these guys right here are garlic chives. I just threw that in there just for fun. But I've also planted corn here. So there's one little corn guy right there. That's one stalk of corn, and this is another stalk of corn. I actually accidentally grew extra corn, and I didn't know where to put it, and so I just put it here, and seems to be working. And yeah. This here is lavender. It's in its own little pot. I didn't pot it in the ground because I don't need to. This is part of the sort of like the companion planting that I was talking to you guys about before. I put this here because the smell drives away a lot of the pests. And that's why I also have this row of stuff here. These are chrysanthemums. So if you guys know about chrysanthemums, there's a nice pretty little flower. They will, oops, this guy's a little top heavy. They will flower, and their flowers will emit a scent that will keep a lot of the flies away as well. Okay, and now here, these are in the cages here, and over here, these are the peppers that I planted in my grow tent. Okay, so these peppers are about 10 weeks old, and so these are also the peppers that I cut. Remember the video where I did the pruning? So let me see if I can get in here. See that guy right here? We've already got one pepper, but where I cut was right here. Okay, and as you can see, it's branching, and then there's a branch here, and then there's a branch there, and then there's a branch right here, and one comes up like that, and the other one goes in like that. So we've got 4 solid branches of pepper. And see here, this is the pepper. It's a flower before it turns in the actual pepper. And what you do is they self-pollinate. So what you do is when you see flowers like that, you just give the pepper a shake like this. It disrupts the pollen in the flower and pollinates itself. And you just do this when it's on a non-windy, or when it's not a windy day, and of course in the greenhouse it doesn't get windy really. So you just give it a little shake like this, and you'll be able to pollinate your peppers. I've done that over here. This guy is really, really small, so it's hard to see, and unfortunately I can't really show you in here. There's too much stuff in the way, but he's flowering like, or she is flowering like mad, and it's really awesome to see all the peppers that are growing there. And so obviously we have the lemon thyme right here, and we have rosemary right here. These are, I planted them separately because, like I said, it's herbs, but the scents are also keeping the bugs away. And as you see here, this is romaine lettuce, and you can see it's growing pretty well. But what I want to show you is my succession planting. So I planted this, you know, many weeks ago, and then after this develops and I harvest it, I got these guys down here. You see how they're a little bit smaller, they're leaning over, they're not quite strong enough yet to stand up on their own, but we got these guys here. Okay, and then over here, I don't know if I can show you through the cage, but I got some wee little guys. See here, yeah, there we go. We got some wee little guys here. Okay, so that's what succession planting is all about, is having some ready to go now or soon, and then in a few weeks we got some more, and then in a month to 5 weeks we have some over there. Okay, and that's kind of the style that I'm going with this year. Same with pepper plants. So see, these are new peppers. I haven't even pruned them yet. I've just planted them recently, and I'm doing an experiment with these. Now in square foot gardening, you're supposed to put 1 pepper per square foot. But I also heard that peppers like growing in pairs. So I'm going to do a test. So you see right here, there's a pepper here and a pepper here. I'm going to test it. I'm going to see how good can you be growing side by side with each other. And see, here's another one here. So this is one right here. It's a nice little girl right here. And then we have another one right here. Okay, we're going to see how that works. And then we have another one right here. See, look, boom, boom. Okay, just these two. One is a little bit taller than the other, so I can easily see this one getting stunted while this one takes off. But we'll see. The other thing I want to showcase for you guys is this guy right here. Whoops, my arugula's in the way. So this is let me just show you here. This is a Trinidad Scorpion hot pepper. And I didn't buy this for myself. I bought this so that I can grow it. Sorry, I didn't buy it. It was given to me by a friend. And the peppers, if you follow the Scoville scale, those peppers that I'm going to be growing there are 1.2 million Scoville, which is really, really, really hot. There's not very many peppers that are hotter than that. So if you feel daring and you want to try one of these, just let me know and I can see what I could do and hook you guys up. Okay? And this mess, and it's a mess right now because I got to prune it. This is my arugula. Now, I've been harvesting arugula 3, 4, 5 times already, and it's coming to the end. It's coming to the end because of these little guys here, the flowering. Once your arugula starts to flower, that's pretty much the end of it. And there's nothing you could do about it, and it happens, but the reason why it flowers is because once you get stable temperatures above 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which if I check my thing here, oh, it's showing 30 degrees / almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So 70 degrees would be 21. So once 21 degrees Celsius. So once you get 21 degrees Celsius consistently, the arugula starts to flower. And that's a telltale sign that it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest the last of the arugula here, and then I'm going to rip out a couple of the squares and plant the extra watermelon that I have growing in the grow tent. And then I'm going to use a cage in there and have it trellis. So what happens is that this is a spring crop. It's not supposed to really last too much in the summertime unless you keep the temperatures cool. And then once I uproot that, I plant my watermelon there, and then I now have a summertime crop coming in here as well. So you can do crop rotation. You know, get out the arugula or even the spinach. Your spinach is going to flower as well. And at that point, you could take that out, put in some extra soil, and then put in a summertime crop in the meantime. Okay. So over here, we have celery. Celery is a notoriously picky vegetable to grow. Okay. But I've managed to do it. See, there's the nice long stalks. They haven't really thickened to what you see in grocery stores, but it will get to that point. It takes a while for this stuff to fully develop, but I've got 3 here on the go. And, well, here's more romaine. And as you can see, it's big, so we'll be harvesting this stuff here as well. We're gonna have a lot of romaine lettuce. So also in part of succession planting is that with our family, we've been harvesting arugula for our salads and other things. And we still have more arugula to pick, so I will pick that this weekend. But once that's gone, or as we near the end of the arugula, we're now getting into romaine lettuce and picking the lettuce there. And this will last us for, well, most of the summer, okay? So, and this is where we have like a transition, like we're going mostly arugula, and now we'll save a little bit of arugula, but mostly it'll turn into a romaine lettuce dominant salad and burgers and other things, okay? Something else I want to show you guys is for the first time growing this, this is bok choy. Oh, look at that guy. Look at that guy right there. Anyway, bok choy, okay, so this is an Asian vegetable. You'll see this in stir fries and other dishes. Here's 2 little guys over here. They're not as developed because I planted them differently or at different times than these guys. So once again, it's planting this stuff early and then planting these guys later, okay? And so bok choy is very nice. This was actually an idea that came to me from one of my coworkers who's now subscribed to my YouTube. So thank you very much for the idea. And so now I'm planting those as well. And we have an empty square here. It will be full soon. I'm gonna be planting cauliflower in there. That was on behest of my fiance. She requested that, so I will be taking care of that as well. And these guys here, all of this stuff here is red onion. Different than yellow onion. not just because of the color, and there's some down here as well. Red onion is really good for cooking, exposing it to heat, whereas the yellow onion, it's good for like on its own, like as a cold salad or as a burger topping or stuff like that. But red onion is really good for adding it to hot cooked meals. So there are differences for your onions and the applications. This little guy I just planted, this is cilantro. So I figure I'm cooking everything possible that I can to have a Mexican dish for fresh. So might as well add some cilantro to that, right? So this guy he's a little small right now, but in time he will take off. And the trick with cilantro is that if it grows too fast, it will bolt, and then you won't get the same cilantro that you were cooking with. So the idea is I'm gonna have to start pruning this as it grows taller so that it doesn't do that, to make the cilantro last throughout the summer. Okay. So here we have steaks. In the and then what this is green zucchini. Okay. And normally zucchini, it just flares out everywhere. But the purpose of this gardening and the gardening channel is to show you how to grow upwards. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So we have a tie right here. And the best part is these are grow ties, so these will grow and expand if this stuff gets thicker. So there is like a flexibility here. But what happens is that you keep this stuff off the ground, and if you know anything about zucchini and squash, the leaves get really mildewy, and it could affect your plant and it could rot. So by keeping it off the ground, you in essence save it from that, and also you can get your hose down into the ground here and water it without getting this stuff wet. And as you can see here, this is a female. Okay, they open up only in the morning. So if you want to pollinate your zucchini, you have to wake up 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock to pollinate that. Now I'll talk about that in a video later, okay? But I can't show you here, but I have a male on the other side. So zucchinis have, they grow females separate from males. Some grow them both at the same time, but you have to get these things pollinated in order to work. And that will be another video / health class later on about how you pollinate this stuff. And in fact, that's kind of where you get the birds and the bees, because it's all about pollinating as a direct relation to reproduction. Now, this is my cornfield. And as you see, some of it is really developed and some of it is much smaller. So again, this is succession planning that we're talking about. Hopefully by the end of July, this stuff could turn into corn. And then by August, the end of August, these guys will give me corn as well. And the cool thing about corn that you probably didn't realize is that they give you 2 cobs. They give you the big corn that you're used to in stores are the lower corn, the bottom corn, and then sometimes, if you're lucky, you can get a second harvest of a top corn on top of it. I've always had hit or miss luck with that second corn, but hopefully this year I can get that done. Now over here on this trellis here is green beans. So as you can see here, see how it's snaking up here? See them coming up here? They will travel all the way up here, and it's hard to see in the video, but there's actually a netting that travels all the way across and down there. So what this is going to be is when it's actually well developed, this will create a natural shade for the other plants in the garden. Okay, especially in the late July and August when it gets really hot and humid, this is going to be like a cooling, and it will really be a benefit to the other plants in the garden. Okay, and these 2 right here, this one and this one, these are eggplant. What I really like about eggplant is look how pretty the flower is. Look at that guy. Nice purple with the yellow in the middle there. So these will give me nice fat eggplants, and we could ignore the emoji joke with the eggplant, but eggplants are really good as a vegetable for nutrition and health, so I always make sure to grow a couple, and my mother-in-law loves eggplants too, so it's perfect. This is fully grown sage. Let's just move this out of the way. Sage is good. Sage is really good for, not only is it a herb, but it's actually a benefit to tomatoes. The smell keeps pests away from cucumbers and tomato plants. And even better, which I haven't done here, but I've done like to the right, is when you plant them, they're actually good companion plants to tomatoes. They actually give back into the soil the nutrients that tomatoes need. And so they're really good to plant beside tomatoes. However, make sure you don't plant basil next to it, because basil and sage don't get along, even though both are really, really excellent for planting with tomatoes. Speaking of tomatoes, here's one guy right here. See that? So remember my huge tomato video? When I say huge, I mean my long tomato video. Well, here's one right here. And as you can see, look, oh, we got some flowers already. And you want to pollinate that, just give it a little flick. Just give it a little flick. They will pollinate itself like this. Okay, so the male and female sex organs are inside each flower. So all you gotta do is just shake up the pollen like that. Here you go. And right here I have a marigold. When it flowers, the marigold smell will also keep pests away as well. And here, trellis by the string, more tomato. And see here, look, oh, more tomato. Oh, they're getting kind of tall. So let's pull that back. Now this is a very busy section here because I've done a lot of companion planting, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get all of it in the video. So I'll just talk about this. These are chili peppers. And this guy was different. So I pruned him. And what happens is, see here, get out of the way. There's a, whoop, I'll just move my finger right there. So there's a spot right here. So this is where I cut to start it. And normally there's supposed to be a piece growing out there. It didn't. Only one grew. But what happened was is that when I exposed, when I cut the top flowering off, the lower nodes were able to get more sun. So now we have this guy growing, and we have a little guy right here growing. And see how it came way down on the plant there. Okay, so that was a indirect success. It wasn't anticipated. This is a clear example of a success from pruning. So what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can show it here. Whoops, sorry about that. So this is where I cut, right here. Okay, but if you can see here, it's split evenly. There's a branch here, and you can see it's already making a chili pepper there. And then there's a branch here, and you can see, look, there's a flower of a chili pepper, so we're just going to give that a shake. And then here's another one from a lower node. And here is another one from a lower node. But the best part is, oh, and here's another one from a lower node. So we have we have 5 nodes making branches that are going to give me chili peppers instead of one branch. Okay, so there are aspects to pruning that work. This guy here, I just cut him yesterday, but I don't know if you could tell, but there are a little bit of a little bit of branch and a little bit of greenery coming out of the node. So that will be giving me branches there. Now, back here to our tomatoes. So we have a lot of tomato coverage here, but underneath we have basil. Okay, same with sage. It's going to give us a lot of good, excellent qualities to help our tomatoes, and also the smell will keep away some of the pests that come. Same with that. Here's our marigolds, and in here we have some planted sage. We have a marigold here, and we have a marigold here. Whoop. And then under here we have mint, and then there's more tomato. Oh, let me see here. There's more tomato here. Just give that a shake. And over here we have new cucumber, established cucumber. Okay, so look at that guy here. New cucumber right here. Oh, whoops. Right here, new cucumber, established cucumber, and then same with over here. Established cucumber and new cucumber. So the idea is, whoops, yeah. So the idea is, let me just But again, is that I had a problem last year with pests attacking my cucumbers. So hopefully what I have planned around is going to help stop that. But also I have backups in case they attack them early and kill them. They really ravaged my cucumbers. I only got like 2 or 3 last time. So that's basically it. And over here, these are my green onions. Woohoo! This one's a little limp, but these are my green onions. I got this from the store. And after using them, you cut them, you put them in water for a little bit, and then once they establish the roots, you plant them in the ground, and then you have green onion all summer. Okay, so here we've cut some already. So we've cut them 1, 2, 3, we've cut them 4 times, and this will grow back. This has been, I've cut this a few times, but this guy's a new shoot right here. It's a new shoot. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, that's a new guy right there. Okay, and this guy here, this guy's long, but he's been cut 1, 2, 3 times. And despite the length of this green, see how long it is? It's so tall, but now we have a new shoot coming. So the best part of this green onion is that it'll keep producing. So you don't need to spend any money on green onion at all. Okay, so, oh, and if I didn't tell you about the mint, it's another one of those things where it's good for tea. The smell drives away pests as well, and I have them in a pot because mint is spreaders. They will take over your garden, so I'll never, ever, ever plant them in here. Never. It'll always be in a pot, okay? Oh, one other thing. While you're waiting for your stuff to grow, like I said, mint, fig, and raspberry. The leaves make great tea, so I recommend that, okay? So that's a tour of my garden. Thank you guys for watching. I know it was long, so I apologize. I might even do I might even split this up into 2. But yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching, and look for more videos coming up about pollinating and how to trellis and how to maximize your space, okay? So this is Thomas Bloom signing off, and please click the like button and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Take care. Bye.